Hello and a warm welcome to World This Week by latestlaws.com. This is a weekly program, so hit the bell icon to get notification for new videos. My name is Sheetal Joon, Associate Editor, latestlaws.com, and I will be taking you through the significant orders and judgments passed by various courts of the country and some important international news from this week. Let's begin with Supreme Court this week. The Supreme Court has permitted an extension to the tenure of Director of the Enforcement Directorate, Mr. Sanjay Kumar Mishra, till September 15th, considering national interest. The Supreme Court further clarified that it won't entertain any further application for an extension in the matter. Earlier, the Supreme Court put a stay on the centre's order, granting a third extension to Mishra's tenure and ordered as illegal. The Supreme Court of India has dismissed a public interest litigation that sought the inclusion of Rajasthani as an official language in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. The PIL was heard by a bench consisting of Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice P.S. Narasimha and Justice Manoj Mishra. The court asserted that the decision to include a language in the Constitution's 8th schedule falls within the purview of the government's policy domain rather than the judiciary. The Supreme Court Committee for Designation of Senior Advocates has allowed advocates filing applications to submit reported judgments, detail of their work as amicus curiae and pro bono services rendered before 5 years. With this, the committee has done away with the 5-year cap set by the latest Supreme Court rules governing senior designations. The Supreme Court has refused to stay the ongoing delimitation of Lok Sabha and Assembly seats in Assam by the Election Commission and sought the response of the centre and all the poll panel on a batch of petitions on the issue. A bench of CJI D.Y. Chandrachud and Justice B.S. Pardiwala and Justice Manoj Mishra, however, agreed to examine the constitutional validity of Section 8A of the Representation of the People's Act 1950, empowering the Election Commission to undertake the delimitation of constituencies. The top court of the country has cautioned high courts to not summon government officials at the drop of a hat, stating they should spend their precious time in discharging their duty towards citizens instead of appearing in courts. A bench of Justice B.R. Gawai and Justice J.B. Pardiwala took exception to the Patna High Court for issuing a bailable warrant to the Additional Chief Secretary of Educational Department of Bihar and stayed the same. Now let's get an overview of the high courts across India. The Delhi High Court has granted an interim order permitting St. Stephen's College to adopt specific weightage criteria for admission to its undergraduate programs. The court allowed the college to use 85% weightage for the common university entrance exam test score and a 15% weightage for the interviews for admission of Christian minority candidates. However, for the non-minority candidates, the college will consider only the CUET score as the sole eligibility criteria. A single-judge bench of the Jammu and Kashmir High Court in the case of Bilal Ahmed Ganai versus Sweety Rashid and others, consisting of Justice M. A. Chaudhary, held that even in case where a second revision before the High Court after dismissal of the first one by the Court of Session is barred under Section 397(2) of the CRPC, the court's inherent power has been held to be available. Thus, it is difficult to conceive that jurisdiction of the High Court would be held to be barred only because the revisional jurisdiction could also be availed of. The Calcutta High Court has dismissed a writ petition praying for issuance of a writ in the nature of mandamus, directing the respondents in each one of them to show cause as to why the order dated 26 May 2013 as well as the order dated 21st August 2015 shall not be set aside, and further directing the respondents to record the name of the petitioner as leasee in the respect of the said plot of land at Kalyani. The court observed that no right over the said property is transferred upon the petitioner on the strength of the will executed by the original allottee Srimati Gauri Datta. The Calcutta High Court has allowed an appeal filed against the judgment passed by the learned MACT Tribunal on 30th July 2015 in MAC case of the Motor Vehicle Act. The court observed that the insurance company is liable to pay the compensation to victims of the accident, and the insurance company may recover the amount of the compensation from the owner of the vehicle if there is a breach of policy agreement. The Calcutta High Court has allowed the appeal filed against the judgment passed by Railway Claims Tribunal, Kolkata, wherein the claim tribunal has allowed the claim application of the claimant and awarded the compensation without any interest. The court observed that the sole purpose of the Act would be frustrated if the compensation was awarded by the tribunal without interest. Recently, Justice Anup Jairam Bhambani, presiding over the single bench of Delhi High Court, emphasized that the severity of allegation alone cannot be used to justify pre-trial incarnation and stated that punishment should follow conviction. The Karnataka High Court has allowed a writ petition filed under Article 226 and 227 of the Constitution of India, praying to issue a writ in the nature of certiorari to quash the endorsement dated 22nd/5/2013 passed by the respondent. The court observed that the respondent cooperation was not justified in issuing the impugned endorsement on the ground that the petitioner was compulsorily retired from the service and therefore there is no provision to provide any compensation appointment to his dependents. Moving on to international news this week. India's Go Airlines on Thursday denied a motion for emergency arbitration in its dispute with the US engine maker Pratt & Whitney, a court filing with the US District Courts of Delaware showed. The airline, also known as Go First, had in May sought an emergency arbitration to prevent it from going out of business and blamed Raytheon Technologies, owned by the engine makers, for its financial woes and bankruptcy filing. In big relief to Imran Khan, Pakistan's Supreme Court has barred authorities from arresting him till August 9th. Pakistan's former Prime Minister appeared before the Supreme Court in Islamabad, which barred the authorities from arresting him till August 9th in a case linked to the murder of the prominent lawyer in CUET. In the end, we have miscellaneous news. Accepting a petition by the hospitality industry, the union government has issued a directive that playing Bollywood numbers at wedding ceremonies and related festivities would not invite action over copyright infringement. Although the Copyright Act stipulates that the playing of copyrighted music at such functions is well within legal boundaries, copyrighted firm often demands license fees for such songs, resulting in unnecessary disputes and financial burdens. Event planners, hotels and individuals organizing the celebrations often got embroiled in legal tussle over the issue. The Lok Sabha has passed the Forest Conservation Amendment Bill 2023. Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change Shri Bhupendra Yadav on Wednesday moved the Forest Conservation Amendment Bill 2023 as reported by the Joint Committee of the Parliament to be taken into consideration in Lok Sabha and subsequently requested the House to get the bill passed. After deliberations and taking the view of the members of Parliament, the Lok Sabha passed the bill. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. This is a weekly program, and to get more information, please check the description box, and for weekly updates, like and subscribe to our channel.